Okay, now here's where... So this was like the horror era of video game movies. Now, following Tomb Raider, then we got one of the most infamous, in my opinion, like movie franchises ever was Resident Evil.
Yep.
The live-action series.
Yep.
Those movies confuse the shit out of me.
Oh no.
Because they're not good.
Yeah.
They're not
And
good.
they're not like, it's so bad it's good.
No, I don't even think they're so bad it's good. I just think
they're not pleasant.
I just think they're bad movies that bastardize the series.
Oh, that sucks.
But what's funny is they all kept making money.
Oh.
They got terrible reviews, but they kept making money, so they kept making
People
more.
went to see them.
Because I remember I saw the first one, I was like, this is stupid. Like,
It sucks.
I'm like, well, this has nothing to do with Resident Evil. Well, kind of. It was hard to tell.
Yeah. Resident Evil's like the kind of the zombie virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. On this episode, me and Alex are going to be taking a look at video game movie adaptations and the bizarre ups and downs that have plagued this genre over the decades, going from some of the earliest failures to some of the later minor successes into the recent surge of surprisingly really good video game adaptation, like movie adaptations. It's a pretty wild ride. But anyways, guys, once again, thanks for joining us as we discuss the games that shaped us, Movie Edition. So, how you been?
Well, it's been a while since we've podcasted.
Not that you'd notice, because our schedule's pretty well been kept up, but
yes.
Yeah, so it's been a good 2 weeks, I'd say. If our audio sounds different, we're both in the same room again, so...
Yes, Bill has come to visit my apartment.
In Connecticut. Because we're going to a convention this weekend.
Yeah, Retro World.
So we'll definitely be talking about that in the future.
Yes.
Probably months after the event happened, but still.
It's the thought that counts.
But yeah, so it's been a bit of an adventure since we last recorded.
Oh, yes.
Because we live up in the New England area. It didn't really affect her, but the world ended up here for a good week.
Oh, yeah. No, it was so funny because it definitely rained here, but where I am in Connecticut, I'm more inland, so I think you guys got more of the sea breeze.
We got something.
Because some of our coast in Connecticut, they got hit pretty bad, but where I was, I really wasn't affected at all. But you guys, had a tree down on every street, right?
So, up in Massachusetts, we got hit by a massive, surprise storm out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I won't say what town I'm from, but we're pretty close to the water. Mm-hmm. And, my God, everything got decimated. Trees down, numerous, power outages, houses damaged. It was bad. And we lost 5 days of power, and we weren't able to record because no power.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Got literally nothing done those 4 days.
Nope.
I played Persona 4 on the Vita because I could do that.
Yeah, because you can do that.
And read manga.
Yep. Not a bad way to spend it, I guess.
It was a joy. And when we got the generator going, I played Minecraft on the PC.
Nice.
But other than that, no, you had it much easier. You didn't lose power.
No, I didn't lose power. I've been pretty blessed with my apartment. I'm going to knock on some wood. I don't think I've ever lost power. I'm going to knock on some wood again. Just to be safe. I've just been really fortunate where my apartment is in Connecticut. I'm in a pretty good spot. So... yeah, but, I was, really surprised when I called Mom the next day, and she was like, we have no power, and I'm like, what, why?
Yeah, and then the biggest kicker was, we got it back Friday night.
And then they took it away?
For 14 hours, and then they turned it off again until, for another, half a day. It was, yeah.
Well, and I was planning on coming home for that weekend.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
And then I ended up not, just because, I could have, but, adding one more person to a chaotic house of, you might have heard it Tillard, a chaotic house of no electricity it would just make it worse. So I ended up actually driving down twice because I had made plans to meet a friend at a movie theater that was closer to home. So I ended up driving there from Connecticut, but it was worth it. I saw the My Hero Academia new movie, World Heroes Mission. We got like a cute little manga with it. That was pretty fun.
Yep. And then, while she was doing that, we were in the dark.
Yep.
But,
I'm sorry.
But the next day we went to a Halloween party, so that was fun.
Yeah. I won a golden A-frame.
Yeah, she won an award for her costume.
It wasn't even that great of a costume. It was... I didn't deserve it. The dog deserved it.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've had a bit of a busy week. I mean, I drove up to Connecticut, to Connecticut last night.
Yes.
Almost died because people are insane.
Yeah. I mean, I do that almost every day on the highway. I almost die.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
And then we spent last night watching nothing but Bar Rescue because that's what we do now.
Yes.
I spent most of today watching Bar Rescue while you were at work.
I failed at cooking pizza. It's never happened to me before, but that was just the one time where it completely and utterly failed me.
And I guess, it happens. But I guess before we get into our topic, what are you drinking this fine podcast?
I'm drinking once again Dell's Rhode Island hard tea. It's my favorite drink.
And as I open mine, I am drinking a Wormtown Brewery Cranapple Craft Hard Seltzer. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's.
Is that what you got here?
No, I grabbed something else up here. This is what I brought in.
Oh, okay.
It's not awful, not amazing.
The cat is doing zoomies.
They do that.
You may hear some jingling in the background, some jingle bells.
But anyways, you mentioned you went to see a movie.
I did.
So our topic for this episode is actually somewhat related. We're going to be talking about video game movie adaptions.
Woo!
And video game movie adaptions, honestly, are probably some of the most hit or miss movies to come out in movie history.
Yep.
And I don't know what it is about gaming, but my God, it's either a hit or my God, it misses so bad.
Well, I feel like it's because, like, video games, like, their plots are always much simpler, you know? Like...
Sometimes.
Well, with some of the franchises they choose to remake, like, make into movies, I feel like they have to be very creative, and it doesn't always work. Because, like, you know, with Mario, like, the whole goal was, like, oh, Princess Peach was kidnapped by Bowser, and now you have to save her. And then, from there, they kind of have to make a plot behind that, so...
Yeah.
And same with Sonic.
Well...
A hedgehog chasing after rings to defeat Dr. Eggman. How do you make a movie with that? You either make it a hit, or you make it a miss.
Fair. Now, here's the thing, though. For video game movies are pretty interesting because, honestly, thinking about them now, the oldest one I can think of off the top of my head, and honestly the one that set off the entire stigma of video game movies, is by far Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So, 93 that came out, so we weren't even alive yet.
Nope.
But I've seen the movie.
Yep.
So Mario Brothers is interesting because, honestly, it's more so bad it's good than being downright terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, I do get enjoyment from watching it just for how awful it actually is.
It's, like, so bad that you actually are pleased by it.
I'm not bored when I watch it, let's just say.
Yeah.
But that whole movie is, like, one huge case of, like, crazy directors, over budget, like... So, funny part is, there was actually an anime movie about Mario.
Oh, really?
That came out before the Super Mario Brothers movie. That was pretty much exactly what you'd expect, like Mario anime film.
Yeah.
And I've read that Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo didn't like it because it was too much like the series.
Oh.
And they wanted the movie to be edgy and, like, not like the games.
Edgy and different.
Yeah, so like they were like, it's partially the Psycho director's fault, but it's also Nintendo was very
trying to differentiate.
Nintendo was odd when they okayed this film.
Well, I wonder if it had to do with like the movies that were popular at the time. You know?
Well, that's one of the reasons it failed miserably.
Yeah.
It came out the same week as Jurassic Park.
Oh, no. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's just horrible, unfortunate timing.
Yeah. I mean, but you get to praise it a little. The actors were decent. Like, I still think Bob Hoskins was a great Mario, even though he had a miserable time making that film.
Yeah.
And Dennis Hopper, even though Dennis Hopper as Koopa was... Yeah, it wasn't Bowser, but I don't care. It was Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
That was funny as hell.
And didn't it kind of ruin some of their careers, too?
No, the only people whose careers were ruined were the directors.
Oh, okay.
Because they were all, like, big name, like, stars. Like, they all went on to be successful.
Oh, okay.
But,
I thought I read something about, like, the actor who played Mario, it was, like, his biggest regret.
Well, yeah, he regretted it, but it didn't ruin his career.
Oh, okay.
Bob Hoskins already had a career. He was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, he's the detective?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Bob Hoskins.
I was making that connection. I
But-
want to watch that movie now.
It's on Disney Plus.
Woo.
But anyways, yeah, so that was probably the biggest first misstep.
Yep.
Which is a shame because it has some decent moments in it. I mean, it's not good, but it's not awful either.
Yeah, it could definitely be worse.
And it had a cliffhanger ending that was never resolved.
Oh, that's the worst.
Well, it was more of a sequel. It wasn't really a cliffhanger. It was more of a sequel tease.
Yeah,
than
it was an
anything.
implied sequel that never happened.
Yeah, because that movie bombed, like, miserably. 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean...
Well, I feel like it wouldn't have gotten as bad of a review if it didn't come out the weekend of Jurassic Park.
Well, no, the movie's not good.
Well, yeah, no, but I feel like it probably would have done a little better, at least in making its money back,
Yeah.
if it didn't come out that weekend.
Now, following the Mario Brothers movie, so already we were off to... It killed basically any shot of more Nintendo movies for the time being.
Yeah, they were like, this is not a worthy investment. Moving on.
But following that, we had a few more movie tie-ins. There was the Double Dragon movie, which was... It was a thing. I've seen it once, and I don't remember anything about it. So that'll tell you how much that movie stuck with me.
All right.
There was the Street Fighter movie, which was another case of just so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Like, you don't watch the Street Fighter movie for... I mean, it's Street Fighter. I still don't even know what they were trying to accomplish with that film.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's... You watch Street Fighter for, like, Raul Julia's performance. Mm-hmm. It was actually one of his final films before he passed away, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you watch that mostly for him just because he hams it up the entire film. It's great.
That's so funny.
But, I mean, that's why you watch these movies.
Yeah.
And then after that was probably the first actual movie success, I'd say, with Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
The original Mortal Kombat. Yeah, you know that theme that's not in any of the games, that's only in the movie? Yeah. That movie's legitimately really good.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's the first Mortal Kombat's really good. I mean, it's cheesy as hell and dated, but I mean...
And didn't they make a video game just based off the movie itself?
Not Mortal Kombat, there was a Street Fighter movie.
Oh, okay. I just remember hearing about that because it was like Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
No, you know what the best part about that is? The Japanese version is Street Fighter Real Battle on Film.
Nice.
The Saturn version is not awful, but the arcade original is absolute garbage.
Oh no.
It's not a good game at all.
It's a bad game.
Yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat Street Fighter Edition without the violence.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not. It's funny. But anyways, aside from that, then moving on, obviously Mortal Kombat. Now the first Mortal Kombat was really good, and then the director got a sequel, and he just went completely out. No, actually, no, I don't even think it had the same director. No, I think like the director of cinematography on the original Mortal Kombat directed the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And the sequel, Annihilation, is...
Not great?
It's not amazing.
Oh.
I've seen worse movies, but it's very...
Oh no. I've seen worse, but it's definitely not good.
Yeah, it's a step down from the first one, considerably.
Unfortunately, that's the that's the risk you take with sequels in general.
The first Mortal Kombat had a budget of $20 million, and it made $122 million.
Oh, wow.
The sequel had it had a budget of $30 million and only made $50 million. So.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
It made its money back, but it wasn't.
Barely.
Yeah.
That's barely any money.
I mean, it's not. I've seen worse, but it's still not really good.
Yeah.
And then, so it's weird. I didn't actually realize just how like many video game movies actually still were coming out. Mm-hmm. I thought Mario came out and that was like the dead stop for like years.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's been pretty consistent for a long time. Because right after that, then we had the Wing Commander movie, which hardcore Wing Commander fans don't like, but like
the average person
as a movie, I don't think it's awful.
Oh, okay.
Dad likes it. Our dad likes sci-fi though.
True.
And he never played Wing Commander.
True.
But I always remember that one because it starred the two main actors were literally Shaggy and Scooby from the live action Scooby-Doo movie. Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cursed.
I mean, unrelated, but the best part of that movie was the fact that they made Scrappy-Doo the villain.
Yeah.
That was great. That was like the only good part of that movie.
So good. That was the second one, right? No, that was the first one.
The second one was the one where they actually tried to be like
actual ghost.
Yeah.
Fun times.
But anyways, moving back onto video game movies, then we get. So this was also considered a decent film, and that was Lara Croft Tomb Raider, starring Angelina Jolie.
Oh, and that's what made like Angelina Jolie famous too. Like, that really
no, I think she was known.
No, I think she was known, but I think those movies were like what really brought her into stardom, because she did a whole bunch of them, right?
She had a few movies before that.
Yeah, but
they were up there, though. I mean, because a lot of people, when they think Lara Croft, they think Angelina Jolie still.
Yeah.
And that movie that movie actually had a pretty high budget. Mm-hmm. $115 million budget, but it made $274 million. So.
Oh, wow. So it made more. Okay.
And it's not a bad movie. I mean, it's a pretty... Considering Tomb Raider is pretty... I mean, the lore of Tomb Raider is either you like it or you don't. I mean, as a movie adaptation, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah. I feel like that just, like... Thinking about it, like... I feel like Tomb Raider worked as a movie more because, like, it seems more like a movie plot than a video game plot, you know?
What's funny is it actually...
Brain fart?
I was trying to see what it did for rate. So it's got a freaking 33 out of 100 on Metacritic, but people love it. But Metacritic's not reliable in the slightest, so...
Yeah.
But anyways...
Honestly, all the review sites, you kind of gotta take with a grain of salt.
No. You can't trust review sites anyways.
Yeah.
Some of the worst reviewed things I've seen on the internet are some of my favorite things ever, so...
That's funny. No,
I mean, look at how many AFI albums get terrible reviews and they're all amazing. So.
Yeah. No, true.
But anyways, moving on, then after that... Okay, now here's where... So this was like the horror era of video game movies. Now, following Tomb Raider, then we got one of the most infamous, in my opinion, like movie franchises ever was Resident Evil.
Yep.
The live action series.
Yep.
Those movies confuse the shit out of me.
Oh no.
Because they're not good.
Yeah.
They're not good.
And they're not like, it's so bad it's good.
No, I don't even think they're so bad it's good. I just think they're
not pleasant.
I just think they're bad movies that bastardize the series.
Oh, that sucks.
But what's funny is they all kept making money. They got terrible reviews, but they kept making money, so they kept making more.
People went to see them.
Because I remember I saw the first one, I was like, this is stupid. Like,
this sucks.
I'm like, well, this has nothing to do with Resident Evil. Well, kind of. It was hard to tell.
Yeah. Resident Evil's like the kind of the zombie virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Capcom.
Yeah.
And then following Resident Evil, we got the second Tomb Raider film, which wasn't nearly as well received as the first one.
Womble.
It still made its money back. Not nearly as much, but it still made its money back.
Still made money.
And then following that was House of the Dead, which I don't even remember.
I don't remember that.
What
year was that?
2003.
Oh, okay.
It made its money back by pretty much nothing. It basically broke even.
Ugh, that sucks.
Then we got another Resident Evil. Like,
well, and what's really unfortunate too is that like that was their budget, but most of the time everything goes over budget. So they probably didn't even make their money back.
So what's funny is, though, I'm looking down this list of all these movies, and some of them are funny because it's like they made a movie for some of these things. Like there was an Alone in the Dark movie, like another.
Oh.
And I don't remember this one either, to be honest. This one bombed. Like this one didn't even make its money back.
Oh wow.
Like that tells you there.
Womp.
Oh, Doom. I remember Doom. The Doom movie was. It had The Rock in it. That's the one thing I remember. And actually, before we get too much farther, I do want to address, too, there was also animated films.
Oh, yes.
Like, obviously, Pokemon is probably the most well-known. And, you know, those movies are stupid.
Oh, yeah, but they're wonderful.
But they're amazingly nostalgic.
They're so wonderful.
Like, we never saw Pokemon the first movie in theaters.
No.
Because I think we were too young for that.
Yeah.
But I still remember, when 2000 came to theaters.
Yep.
That damn boat. The boat.
The boat.
That boat is the hero of the movie. I remember the boat, and I remember the CG, like, spacecraft thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because the trailers were always like, whoa, look at that.
My favorite thing is looking at very early CG. It's just so funny to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, bringing up One Piece, because I can't not bring it up. They used some CG in some of, like, the earlier episode, like, and they stopped using it, but they use it in some of the movies, but in Sky Island Arc, they use it at one point, and it looks horrible.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It looks god-awful, and I laughed at it for so long, but old CG, it makes you laugh.
I always forgot that the Pokemon movies actually came out in theaters, too.
Yeah.
Like, I remember going to see, we saw 3 that one time. The third one with Entei and the Unknown.
Yep.
That one was okay. I mean, they were all cheesy, but they're all pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of the biggest flops of all time, Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
Ah.
This was like one of the most... So it's a completely original story. Like, it's not based off an actual...
We watched this one together, right?
No. We went later. We'll get to that one later.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, The Spirits Within was completely original story, like, not related to any of the games whatsoever.
Yeah.
Directed by the series creator. And it was just like... It looked really pretty because it had like this incredible CG.
Yeah.
But my god, the movie is so confusing and so like doesn't go anywhere.
Oh.
And it actually killed any chance of Square making any more films.
Oh, really?
And it was also partially responsible for why they ended up merging with Enix. Excuse me. Because it hit them financially.
Wow.
Like it was a disaster.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But anyways, going back to
The list.
The list.
The least.
So another then Blood Rain. They made a Blood Rain movie. Wow.
Oh.
I don't even remember that.
I don't remember that either.
I remember Silent Hill though, because it was also kind of crap. Because
you weren't kidding. They really did make a lot of the horror.
But Silent Hill made its money back.
Oh, that's all I meant.
Yeah, Silent Hill was pretty. I watched it once and I was kind of like. I mean, it was more. I guess it was more faithful than the Resident Evil games, but that's not saying a lot.
Yeah.
That was 2006 too, so we're getting pretty far into the thousands now.
Oh wow!
And it's funny because I didn't realize video game movies have been consistent.
Oh wow!
There was never.
Funny.
I didn't realize there was never like a gap.
I guess though, like the horror-esque ones kind of blended in.
Yeah. Well, then they made a Dead or Alive movie.
Isn't that the fighting game?
Yes.
That I'm really good at.
Yes.
Oh wow!
I never saw this either. I don't even know.
I don't think Mom was
it had a $30 million budget. It made 7 back.
Oh God! They didn't even break even.
I need to watch this at some point.
I feel like I'm not going to watch that with you, but
no, I need to watch it just to see.
You enjoy that. I'll just play the game, okay?
Yeah. So, going down another Resident Evil film. Apparently, there was a Postal film at one point.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's. Oh, Yui Bold did that. Wow.
Did they make a film for the Paperboy?
No. Oh, wow.
He deserves one.
Wow.
Yeah.
It made it had a $50 million budget. It didn't even make $1 million back.
Oh my God.
Wonderful.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Oh dear.
Wow, that's a flop.
These are funny to look at.
Wow.
There was a Hitman movie too. Wow.
Oh.
It also it made its money back.
Oh.
Wow. Far Cry had a movie. It's funny. Some of these I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
No, I did know about the Max Payne movie because Mila Kunis was in it.
Oh.
And Mark Wahlberg was Max Payne. That one was all right.
Wait, isn't Mark Wahlberg the like? Oh wait, no. I'm thinking. Never mind. I don't know why, but I thought Mark Wahlberg was the Facebook guy, but that's Mark Zuckerberg.
No, he's an alien. So.
Yeah.
But
Well, no. I just for some reason you said that, and in my head just popped up the. Oh wait, just kidding. It's not Facebook, Bill. It's Meta.
I think they stole that, honestly, from another company. I think there's another company actually suing them right now because they...
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they just straight up...
Did they do... No, why would they do the... It's Facebook. Why would they do the research?
Such a generic name, too. It's like, you should have expected that.
I really appreciated all the memes, though, that came out of it. Like feta. I really liked feta. And everything was just having a whole cheese. Anyway, what were we... Back on topic.
Keeping movies down, there was also a Tekken movie at one point. That's interesting. It also didn't make its money. None of these are making their money back. This is actually a rough patch here. There was a Prince of Persia movie. That's fun.
Oh.
Did it make its money back?
Isn't it animated?
No, it's live action.
Oh. I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, it made its money back. Not a lot, but it did make its money back.
Oh, I'm thinking of like Prince of Egypt.
Oh, Prince of Egypt. Yeah. That's not a video game.
It's not.
That's a better movie, too.
Yeah.
Then 2 more Resident Evils.
Wow.
Another Silent Hill.
Wow.
Need for Speed had a movie. That's funny.
Oh, I feel like that could work. Did that make its money back?
How did it do? Yeah, it made its money back. Got negative reviews worldwide. You know, most video game movies tend to go. There was also a Need for Speed game based off of the movie.
Well, they made a Street Fighter.
They made a second Hitman too, and it made its money, but was very negatively received.
Huh.
There was the Warcraft movie.
World of Warcraft?
Yeah, they made based off of Warcraft, the series that World of Warcraft is based off of.
Okay.
I remember that one mostly. It made its money back, like it, even though it got mixed reviews. But I always remember that one because it was done by David Bowie's kid.
Oh,
was the director,
cool.
Duncan Jones. Yeah,
that's cool.
I heard it got shit reviews though.
No,
but it's also it's also Warcraft, and I don't care about Warcraft at all.
Yeah.
There was I didn't even know there was an Assassin's Creed. Wow, I can tell this is 2016. This is when I stopped going to the movies for a while. That also made its money back. Was it good though? It says canceled sequels. That's not a good sign.
Oh, well, I'm guessing it wasn't very good.
18%. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then Resident Evil, the final chapter. To end the live-action series. There actually was a CG series, too, that was actually based off of the game universe. Mm-hmm. Those are okay. I mean, if you're that into Resident Evil. No. There was also the Tomb Raider reboot.
Oh.
I remember that one. Did that make its money back? Yeah, it did.
Did that also have Angelina Jolie?
No, it was
Fuck that, man.
It was a much younger actress.
I want Angelina.
It's honestly a more realistic. It was a more realistic actress.
Oh, well, yeah, but she's an Eternal now. No.
Yep.
Well, that's why she's an Eternal.
And then, so this was probably before we get into like the period of. So we're gonna before we break off and get into the actual big period of game, like where I think gaming movies finally started to pick it up. There was also, do you remember the Rampage movie?
Isn't Rampage the one with like the giant monkey and like dinosaurs?
Yeah, you destroy buildings.
I don't remember that movie, but
I remember just because it was another.
Oh wait, actually, I remember the advertisements for that.
Because
I got them on.
The Rock was
in
it. The Rock was in it.
The Rock. He was from the Game Plan, Bill. Did you ever watch that movie, The Game Plan?
He was in a lot of it. He was
I'm bringing up one of his worst movies.
He was also the pacifier.
Oh fuck yeah!
He was also
The Rock Johnson. Just put him in all, and now he does like all action movies.
Probably for the better. But yeah. So obviously you can tell up to this point. So yeah, when did this Rampage came out? In 2018. Yeah, so up to 2018, video game movies were very,
Poor.
very
Poor.
inconsistent. I mean, there were a few good ones. Like honestly, like the Tomb Raider movies are okay. The first two Tomb Raiders were okay. I mean, obviously the Pokemon movies were good.
Yeah.
And we actually didn't even talk about it. Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Ah, yes.
That was the one we watched, that was a sequel to Final Fantasy VII. And so this one's funny. There's Advent Children, which was the first release, which was kind of a clusterfuck of a film. And then there was Advent Children Complete, the re-release, which is actually a decent film.
Yep.
Me and Alex watched that one together. And it looks amazing. Like, it's got great CG. And, I mean, the action scenes were really good. The plot was pretty dumb, but
yeah,
it's Final Fantasy. I mean...
What are you gonna do?
You didn't fall asleep during it, so that was a good sign.
I didn't.
But anyways, before we move on, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Woo! Break time!
Woo! And we're back.
We're back.
And she has a cat.
It's our guest host today, Matilda Beast. How are you?
She's not going to talk because she knows you're trying to get her to.
Let's see.
Don't shove the cat's face in the mic.
No. Say something. Speak.
She's going to fling everywhere.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you hear that?
Okay, enough. But anyways, back
There'll
to...
never be enough. Ow. Ow.
That served you right. But anyways, back to video game movies now.
Yes.
So...
my skin.
Okay, yeah, you deserve that. But anyways, so after Rampage, then we got probably one of the most surprising movie announcements ever, in my opinion. So, back in... God, when was it released originally?
Wasn't it 2019?
Well, no, 2019 was the movie. I'm talking about the game the movie's based off of.
Oh.
So, yeah, back in 2016, we got the Nintendo 3DS game, Detective Pikachu, which I always thought was one of the weirdest, like, spin-offs that Nintendo's done. And I was like, that's weird. What? Okay, I mean, it wasn't an awful game, but I was so confused. I was like, that's different.
Yeah.
Then so it must have been either early 2019 or late 2018. I want to say late 2018. We got a movie trailer.
Yes.
They were adapting it into a full-on movie, and this was like the first time Nintendo's been doing a movie.
Yeah.
Since Mario Brothers, really, I believe.
Yep.
Like, besides not counting like anime and stuff. And I just remember seeing it and being like, wow, Pokemon look really good in CG.
Yeah.
And then we find out Ryan Reynolds is playing Pikachu. And, you have more experience with the film, so why don't you go?
Okay. So, should I describe it or?
Well, talk about what you thought of it.
Well, I thought it was great. I mean, I was a little skeptical when I saw that Ryan Reynolds was playing Pikachu. Like a couple
and then you
others.
saw Deadpool, and you were like, okay.
And then I saw Well, no, it wasn't even that. I'd seen Deadpool before that. 2019, I'd already seen most of the Marvel movies.
That's true.
It wasn't even that. It was more just like, well, I didn't even really know what Detective Pikachu was, the game itself. I didn't really know what that was, so I kind of had no expectation. Honestly, the main reason I went to see that movie was because I saw live-action Bulbasaur. And I saw that in the trailer, and I said, I want to see that in real life. And I did. And honestly, best part of the movie, 10 out of 10. It was my dream. I just want Bulbasaurs to be real. And I got to see them kind of real. And I loved every second of it. I cried.
Yeah. I just liked how...
I full-on sobbed.
I liked how the trailer showed, like, all the different Pokemon. Like, this is literally what I thought, like, a real-life, like, Pokemon world would look like.
Yeah. And it was wonderful. Like, it was, like, such a fun... And honestly, like, the story was pretty good. I thought the main actor who was playing, like, the detective son who's working with Pikachu to figure out basically the whole story. I don't want to spoil everything, also because I don't remember everything exactly, but I thought all the actors were good and the plot was actually pretty decent too.
Yeah, it was, at the time, it was considered the most successful video game adaptation at the time, I believe. Like, what did it do for sales? Detective Pikachu... Yeah, 150 million, and it made 433 million back.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Plus, it got decent reviews.
And also, like, all the stuff, all the product and merchandise that they sold after that movie must have made Nintendo so much money.
Oh, yeah, well, then Ryan Reynolds' performance was critically praised.
Well, I thought Ryan Reynolds was just like, I mean, he was being Ryan Reynolds.
He was just playing
like,
Ryan Reynolds.
But honestly, it was just, like, so fun. And, like, when I first heard Pikachu, that voice come out of Pikachu's mouth, I was just like, what? But then, like, I saw it, like, kept watching it. It was so endearing. But honestly, I think one of the best parts of that movie was, honestly, just seeing Pokemon come to life. Especially because, like, I know this kind of sounds weird, but, like, honestly, like, the textures. Is that a weird thing to say?
No.
Like, because when you look at a Bulbasaur, like, you see it in the game, and you're just like, I want to know what it would be like to pet a Bulbasaur. And then I saw Bulbasaurs, and there was, like, a whole scene where they're just, like, in this woodsy area, and then there's just all these Bulbasaurs, and it's beautiful. I'm not kidding. I literally sobbed in that movie theater when I saw live-action Bulbasaur.
Nice.
It was the most... Because I wanted to be in that scene, and I just wanted to exist there. When we have the technology to live in movies, I want to live in Detective Pikachu just to live with the Bulbasaurs. That is all. That's what I want.
See,
and there was like a giant Venusaur.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Venusaur. It was actually the starter for... What generation was Piplup?
Oh, Totoro.
Yeah, Totoro, but like the full evolution.
Totoro.
Like Totoro, like... That was such a cool scene, like, when you just saw him, like, pop out of the ground and stop walking, and, like, basically, well, like, because it was cool to see him come to life, because, like, his final form is basically, like, a whole giant forest on his back.
He's got a big tree on his back.
Yeah, well, it's a whole forest. Like, so, in the movie, he was just, like, a whole forest, so basically, they're on him, and they're, like, the Totoro's just walking away, and it was just such a cool scene. And I thought they had actually a pretty wide range of Pokemon. Like, they definitely chose, like, fan favorites, like, Greninja was in there.
All the Gen 1 starters.
All the Gen 1 starters were there.
Mr. Mime.
Honestly, Mr. Mime scene, like, that was in a lot of trailers, and that was definitely up to the hype. It was definitely really funny.
One of my favorites, too, is the fan trailers and stuff. My favorite fan trailer is still the replacing Ryan Reynolds with Danny DeVito. changes the entire movie.
Oh my god, if Danny DeVito voiced Pikachu, that I could see it too. Maybe they'll have Detective Twonky.
What?
That's not Pokemon. That's from Jimmy Neutron. Detective Twonky.
Alrighty then. But anyways, so during the pre-release of Detective Pikachu, we also got one of the most infamous
horrible
reveals for a movie ever. So, I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog. The first reveal. No, and this isn't. And I'm not even talking about the actual trailer. I'm talking about the still shots. You remember the one of, like, the legs going down the slide?
Yeah, I hated every second of it.
I saw that, I was like, okay. And then the personal terrifying one was the in the shadow one where he was, like, in the shadows, like, bent over.
Yep.
And it was like, he looks like a streaker.
He doesn't look right. There's something, we're seeing these and the funny thing is we hadn't even really seen how horrible he was.
No, and then there was the still image that was released of him. The Sonic he looked like a blue streaker.
Yeah.
It was so...
Well, it was, like, why did they do that to his face?
It wasn't even his face. They gave him realistic anatomy.
Well, that, and, like, they also just, like, they messed up his design, like his actual character, everything was wrong.
Yeah.
Everything was wrong. Actually, can you look it up? I need to see that again. I need to see it. I need to relive it for my reactions because I tried to burn it from my memory and it's working. So I need to bring it back so I can truly understand the horrors of how awful this looks. Because it's so bad. It was so bad. Let's see. Oh God. Also, why did they make his like belly fur white? Like, why wasn't
They made a lot of.
They made so many.
I'm trying to find the teaser images.
They burned those from memory. They got rid of those. They don't want you to find them, so they're hidden. I wonder if they actually did that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these were rough. Like, they gave him, like, realistic oh, yeah, this one.
Ugh.
They gave him, like, realistic anatomy, like...
You know...
a human physique.
You know what I just thought of?
What?
His old design looks like a poorly drawn fan art.
Oh, yeah, this one. This.
Like, oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone who's, like, tried to draw Sonic and just couldn't get it right, you know? Oh, I hate that.
The Golden Gate Bridge freaking
Why are his legs like that?
So...
It looks like some naked man's leg. You're right, a streaker.
So, thankfully, the first trailer comes out, and oh my God, it is the most abomination.
It's ripped to shreds.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's the most, like... everybody was ripping it apart.
And you know what's funny is that, like, not even fans were ripping it apart. Just
the creator of Sonic was ripping it apart.
Yeah, like it was just like casual people be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like I know I don't play video games, but I know what that hedgehog looks like, and that doesn't look right. It looks wrong.
Yeah, it was. Ugh.
It's
so then the director, give him props.
Yeah.
Flat out comes out and is like, "Okay, we get it. You don't like it. We're going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to try this again."
Yeah.
So then the film got pushed back so they could redesign it.
Yeah. But honestly...
So, yeah.
Good on them for doing it.
When
because
it revealed...
sorry, it would have been a failure if they had continued.
Well, no, it probably still would have made its money because I know a lot of people were going to see it just to see the dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But anyways, besides that, they eventually showed us the new trailer where Sonic's design was massively overhauled.
Yes.
To basically be a kind of like a best of both worlds. Like they kept some of the ideas from the...
Well, they kept him like kind of more realistic, but also they made him look like the character.
Yeah, he looked like himself from the movie.
He looked like Sonic.
From the games.
Yeah.
But he also had some of like the actual spines and the two eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I give him props because already from that point I was like, okay, maybe this will be good.
Yeah.
And then casting Jim Carrey as Eggman was another
very good decision.
You know, I was kind of like, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah.
What I was intrigued by was when they showed him and they were like, oh, he still has his hair for most of the movie.
But it all comes back around.
Oh yeah, and watching it finally after the fact, like we'd already seen by this point, like because we didn't watch it in the theaters because that was the middle of stupidity at the time,
craziness.
But eventually we watched it later on, and you know. That opening scene was interesting with the his mother, like mother figure.
Yeah, like the owl lady.
Yeah.
R.I.P. She died, right?
I don't know.
It never really said.
Well, no, Tails comes at the end from another world, so I assume somebody set people for him.
Oh, spoilers.
We've already spoiled enough. But anyways, yeah, the movie opens pretty interesting, and it has a good sense of humor, like. Oh yeah.
The tone was very good.
I enjoyed Ben Schwartz was his name, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I loved his... I thought he did really good acting. I thought it had, like, the Sonic attitude down, but he was still likable. And the supporting characters were really good, too. Like, the human characters who were basically his buddy characters.
Yeah, like, they were all fun. Excuse me. They were fun. Like, I liked... I liked how there was multiple points where I thought the movie was over, and then it was like, oh, it's not over yet.
Yeah.
We still got more to talk about.
Mm.
And it had a really good feel-good ending, and then the sequel hook was great.
Yeah.
The tails coming out of the ring, and it was like, oh boy.
Honestly, you know what I just thought of, though?
What?
If that was Sonic's design, what the hell was Tails' design?
What was Knuckles? No, Knuckles would have just been Uganda.
Ew.
Do way.
I just want to know what they would have done is do way. Do you know? Do way.
Do way. But yeah.
I'm terrified to know what Tails' design was. I hope they burnt that.
It would have just been it would have been Titan Tails from the comics. I have to show you what Titan Tails is.
I don't want to know what Titan Tails is.
No, you need to know what Titan
I don't want to know.
You need to know what Titan Tails looks like.
Oh, but we were kind of also talking about Dr. Eggman too, and how like even though
it was just Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey.
And honestly, he was having a great time. I think he just had so much fun in that role. But he does become bald eventually.
Yeah, he shaves his head after he gets sent to the Mushroom Planet.
Yes, the Mushroom Planet.
Which was totally a dig at Nintendo, I
swear. Well, it's funny because,
yes. Titan.
Oh, I hate everything about that. That's horrifying. Can you put that in the thumbnail? No, actually don't. I don't want... Why is he...
Because the Archie...
Is he thick?
The Archie...
Does he have a dump truck?
The Archie comics...
Is that a dump truck I see? Oh, wait, you can't tell because his tail's in the...
Okay.
Oh, look at those thighs. There's definitely a dump truck attached
The Archie
to that.
comics were a fucking...
I'm just keeping interrupting.
Were a fucking thing to behold.
Okay,
we're going too far. We're going too far. I'm getting out of here.
Rule was it 34 or...
It looked like DeviantArt, but still... Okay. PSA, guys. Don't ever Google anything Sonic-related.
Oh, especially don't Google blank and blank.
Yeah. Because you'll scroll down a little bit and eventually you'll go too far. Mm-hmm. Don't do it.
Honestly, don't Google any fandom with blank and blank. Because you'll find porn of it. It exists.
And it's funny, though, because nobody expected the Sonic film to be as good as it was.
Yeah, in the story, like, they genuinely, like, came up with a really good story.
Yeah.
And it was, like, honestly, it's, like, been one of the best movies I've seen in a while. Like,
I think it's considered the best video game film of all time right now.
I mean, honestly, it deserves it. Because, I mean, I love Detective Pikachu, but, like, I feel like the Sonic one also, like, it's like a comeback, you know? Because, like...
Oh, just the fact that it, like, ended up doing as well as it did.
Yeah. And it's just, like, it's so fascinating to talk about, too. Especially just with, like... Because not a lot of movie directors take the criticism from their audience. And that's why a lot of them fail. Mm. And they were just like, you know what? We're doing this. And honestly, it would have been a shame if they kept the old animation. Because they obviously probably didn't really tweak the story that much. Mm. They mostly just changed the animation. And honestly, looking at that horrible Sonic face would have just, like, ruined the whole movie.
Oh, you know what still would have made it funny, though? Because all the people watching to watch the dumpster fire.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely would have watched it. But I kind of feel like it would feel more like, wow, this could actually be good if you just weren't looking at this abomination.
Now, after Sonic, video game movies were on a high. Mm. And we've kind of hit another renaissance of them.
Yeah.
Because following Sonic, then we got Mortal Kombat, the reboot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I still prefer the original just for being the cheese fest it is. Hmm. But the new one wasn't awful. I liked the new one to a degree. Yeah. It was good action. The story wasn't as funny.
Yeah.
But that one did well. Hmm. And now we've got a bunch of upcoming films.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's the new Resident Evil film that's coming out that looks interesting. I'm not really sure because they're doing live action again, it looks like. But I think it's supposed to actually be...
based off, like, the actual games?
I'm not sure. It's supposed to be a reboot, so we'll see.
Yep.
I'll wait and see on it.
Uncharted?
Oh, yeah, the Uncharted film starring Spider-Man.
Oh, Andrew...
Tom Holland.
One? Oh, Tom Holland?
Yeah, it's Nathan Drake.
Oh, that should probably be good, then.
I mean, it's interesting. He seems a little young to play Nathan Drake, but I'll still watch it.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg as Sullivan, though, is interesting, in my opinion. What I'm curious is... Oh, they're going... Yeah, I'll wait and see. They're going in a direction I'm not sure about.
Oh, okay. Womp womp.
And then the Sonic 2. Sonic
Yes.
2 is coming.
Of course.
It's also a Borderlands film. There's a Five Nights at Freddy's film that's been in development for a while.
Honestly,
Apparently there's a Just Dance film being made.
that's gonna be horrible. That's gonna be like the Emoji Movie.
See, I don't trust a lot of these. Some of these I'm...
Minecraft? Mega Man?
I'm not sure if these are real.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I forgot about the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Oh,
It
I
bombed.
didn't. That would. Oh.
It bombed.
It bombed.
Miserably.
It
Yeah.
was bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like, oh, I mean, yeah.
that's sad.
The game that was based off of it was better. I'll say
Oh,
that.
okay.
Play the game.
Play the game.
Oh, there
don't
was also
watch the
the
movie.
two Angry Birds movies. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, I love those movies.
Were they even good?
Honestly, I'm joking. They're actually pretty cute films for kids, I will say. I mean, they took an app where like you play as a bird.
Angry Birds 2 got to 72% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's actually pretty good, I will say. I mean, like, they took a concept of an application where you take birds and you use them as a slingshot, and they made them into a movie. So, like, yeah, it's no, like, amazing cinematic masterpiece or anything, but, like, they're cute movies for your kids. Like, and honestly, having the I thought they were okay. You know, they weren't that bad.
That's fair.
I mean, they didn't have a lot to work with, so, you know, I think they did a hell of a lot better than some of those other ones.
It's funny, too, because there was also, like... So before we get into, like, another one of the final upcoming films that kind of inspired this...
Yeah.
But there was also a bunch of other, like, animated films, like anime films. Like, the Professor Layton film was great.
Oh, yeah.
I need to find that on Blu-ray at some point, because it's basically just all the cutscenes from the games as a movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, an original story. And it's really good. Even if they use the British cast over the American cast, which is a little jarring.
Yeah.
But that one was pretty good. There's, I mean, obviously all the Pokemon films. There's tons of them at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's kind of crazy just how many different films there actually are.
I'm sure there's, like... I think I watched one not that long ago. And
Oh, there was the live-action Ace Attorney movie.
Oh, there was?
You never saw that?
No.
It was only in Japanese,
Oh,
but
okay.
it was dubbed.
Yeah.
Well, not dubbed. It was subbed.
So.
But
yeah.
it's not bad. It's actually kind of funny. Like it's basically based off just the first game.
Oh, okay.
Somewhat. They cut a few things here and there out.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good, and it's weird because Japan gets a ton of video game films and stuff.
Well, they get a ton of... They try and live action a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
And some of them work, like the Ace Attorney works. But then some of them, they just like, why? Why would you
Wasn't
do
there a
this?
live action Full Metal Alchemist?
I think there was. I know there was an Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why?
And the Tokyo Ghoul.
Why? Oh, yeah. They've made a lot of bad... Oh, they made a live action... I'm pretty sure they made a live action one of this show called Terraformers. It's not a good show, but it makes me laugh. But it's not
Is
a
that the
comedy.
one about the fucking ants or ant people?
Roach people.
Yeah.
It's the one of the roach people. Honestly, if you need a good laugh, just watch that show. And just look at the roach people and you'll just like laugh because
Okay.
it's so stupid.
But anyways, moving on to our final thing we want to talk about is the upcoming...
It's a me, Chris Pratt.
Oh. You know, you sent me that and I thought it was a fucking joke.
I also voice Garfield.
And everything.
Would you
now.
like lasagna?
Mike Myers was better as Garfield. I said it. And that movie wasn't good either, but...
It's a me, Chris Pratt.
So, yeah. I don't know what I was more concerned about, Chris Pratt or Jack Black as Bowser. I don't know how to feel about that one in particular.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that could be hit or miss. I think he could do a really
I don't
good
think
job.
Bowser should be voiced, to be honest, because every time he has been voiced, he's been Super Mario Sunshine with Mario, why have you ruined my vacation? Or the Super Show where it was Doofy, or Dennis Hopper.
Well, I feel like you kind of gotta give him a chance. Only because...
I mean, it is going to be animated, so that's a plus sign.
But also remember, like, you were skeptical with the Sonic movie when Dr. Eggman was, Mike Myers.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. I don't know.
I wasn't.
Jim Carrey.
Well, I wasn't like, this is gonna be bad. At that point, I was like, oh, Jim Carrey's gonna play a psycho person. Perfect.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't know, because Jim Carrey might be able to do it. Who knows? I'm not too confident about Chris Pratt. I'm also just like, it's weird that it's gonna be animated.
Look, my problem is animated Mario. If I don't hear Charles Martinet, it's just not gonna sound right.
I wonder if they're gonna like stylize the characters.
I don't. It's Illumination's doing it. That's the thing.
Huh? Didn't they do the Minions movies?
And the Grinch.
I don't have high hopes.
And the Grinch.
And Horton Hears a Hoot. And the one with the little orange guy. And it's about
the Lorax.
The Lorax, yeah.
I think they did that one.
They've done all the Doctor
Yeah,
Strange
I mean, oh boy.
Minion.
Yeah.
If there's not a Minion in that movie, I'm gonna be pissed.
I mean, Goombas.
No, they need to hide a Minion.
They should make one of them yellow as a joke.
Yeah, it should be a Minion.
But yeah, that's... I mean, I'm not going to see it in theaters, most likely.
Hell no.
I will watch it after the fact.
Yeah.
Because I want to see.
Yeah. I want to see how much of a dumpster fire it's going to be. Oh!
But yeah, that's like the most interesting one. It's going to be... I don't know. The Chris Pratt thing, I still am not sure about.
Yeah.
At least, like, the guy in Sonic, I already forgot his name, Brendan Schwartz, I think. He at least did a really good job with it. Like, he matched the same character that, like,
matched the tone and the style.
He matched, like, Roger Craig Smith's kind of style of Sonic, which I appreciated. And that whole movie was just, like, one giant redemption. Actually, now, this isn't actually a video game-related movie. Well, video game tie-in film, but Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Like Disney's video game films.
Yeah.
I mean, those were both fun.
Wreck-It Ralph, yeah. The first one's definitely better than the second one, but...
Well, you don't like Ralph blowing up a bunny in the kid's iPad?
No.
That was one of the best commercials.
No, that was a good commercial. No. It definitely... The first one had more charm. The second one, I think, was trying to be more silly and, like, appeal to Matt. But those are cute movies. Those are pretty cute.
Yeah. I mean, I have high hopes for the future, but at the same time, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. No.
And honestly, well, that's...
Can't judge a book by its cover, but...
Oh, there was a second Doom movie, too.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Oh.
It was arguably worse than the first one.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Well, we just have to say, it's a me. Chris Pratt. I also like lasagna.
They're also doing that new Buzz Lightyear reboot.
Oh, yeah. With
Chris Evans as Buzz.
I just like... this is meant to... I don't want this to sound weird, but like... Why cast Chris Evans if you're not going to look at his face or his body? Like, he's hot.
He's a good actor.
Like, yeah, but like... He's so hot. I just want to look at him, not him voicing a character.
I'm not going to see that movie anyways.
I'm probably not going to see that either.
To me, it's just not going to sound right without Tim Allen voicing him.
Yeah, it is going to be weird. Well, especially because like Tim Allen didn't like voice him not that long ago.
Yeah, in Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not the topic, and that's a tangent for another time.
Yes, it is.
But anyways, guys, thanks again for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. You can find the Gaming and Collecting Podcast on all of your major podcasting platforms, particularly Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are made on Anchor Podcasts. And you can also find us on YouTube. Usually around a week after the upload is off, there'll be a YouTube version in case that's what you're interested in.
Woo!
And you can also follow us on Good Pods. And
Woo!
Once again, guys, thank you for joining us
Hiccup.
as we discuss the games that shaped us, Movie Edition.
Woo!
We will see you all later.
Bye! Oh, that was loud.
Yeah, that was a little obnoxious.
Goodbye.
Bye.